Well, let's speak now to Tom Watson, the Labour Party Deputy Leader, joining us from Sheffield. Thank you very much for your time this morning. I'm in Scotland this morning. There's a picture emerging across the UK. First of all, just give us your sense of what's happening for Labour in these elections across the UK.
Well, look, you're in Scotland, Charlie. First of all, let me say how sorry I was that we had some very hard-working candidates that lost out. I suspect that in their heart of hearts they were expecting this result after the blow we took last May at the general election. In fact, there are some crumbs for comfort that all the pundits were saying we would lose every seat in Scotland, and we've managed to retain a few and even make a gain. And then for me, the key votes for us were in the English local government seats, which are the key the areas that we need to win back in the march to the 2020 general election. And there's some cause for hope in seats like Harlow and Redditch and Southampton, areas we need to make sure we win back in a parliamentary sense in 2020. So it's a mixed picture, and we've got to listen to what our members are telling us, and we've still got to spend some time analysing the information as it comes in, because we haven't got the full results yet.
So if, for example, we look at Glasgow, and it's quite useful in a way to concentrate on one place. In Glasgow now, there will be no representation by Labour in a city that's for so long been a stronghold for the Labour Party. I mean, how do you reflect on that?
Well, look, Frank McAveety, the Labour leader of Glasgow City Council, has works very, very hard to put Glasgow people first. But look, we knew this was going to be tough because we had that general election result in May last year. You've got to build from your communities outwards in politics, and for us, we've got to reconnect with voters around the country. There are different issues. I think your coverage this morning is fair. There's been a very complex series of results today. It's in Wales, where Corbyn is a very experienced First Minister, had a strong track record, but also a focused future offer. We seem to be doing better than anticipated. Certainly we're doing better in our local government areas, and of course we await the results of the London mayoralty this afternoon. So it is a mixed picture for us, and the one thing I know after 30 years in politics is you cannot draw easy conclusions, and you certainly just shouldn't draw them having been up most of the night counting results. So we will have to analyse them. But there's no doubt about it, you know, if voters are sending us a message, we need to hear it.
Well, it's interesting then. So just give me an impression, if you would, for Jeremy Corbyn and yourself, the senior party figures now. Are you going to have to rip up the rule book about what you've done so far? You mentioned that issue of connecting with voters. So many people here in Scotland saying Jeremy Corbyn had no connection. It just wasn't happening at all. So will there be an entirely new approach?
Look, what I intend to do is talk to our candidates, those in particular that have lost, to find out what voters were telling them. And I saw you had the quote from my colleague Jo Coxon, their very bright new MP. I'll say to her, look, when she nominated Jeremy to be leader, you know, she must have patience with the candidate she supported now. You know, I think our party members out there would say, even our opponents would say, after only 8 months in office, you've got to give Jeremy more space to develop our policies and our, you know, the direction of the party. And I just hope that my colleagues will understand that. They must respect the mandate that members gave Jeremy to lead the party. He has my support, and I hope my parliamentary colleagues will listen to what our members are telling them.